What's going on, guys? Ben Bateman here for Action Industries, down for another down and dirty quick review. First thoughts, just got out of the theater, got home from the brand new Will Smith film Gemini Man. This one directed by Ang Lee. Ang Lee's first film since Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk, I think was the name of the Kate Mara film from just a few years ago. Lee, who has kind of had a career that has alternated between, pretty rooted drama and big action flicks, teams up with Will Smith here, one of the biggest box office draws of the 90s and early 2000s, to make a pretty interesting kind of cloning action story. This one also has Clive Owen in it, as well as Mary Elizabeth Winstead. So now I had to kind of drag myself to the theater. As you guys know, I'm going through some health issues recently, going in for a back surgery pretty soon here. But I did get there. I did get in a comfortable seat, and I saw this thing in 3D in a very comfortable seat, thankfully, for my back. This is one of these 4D theaters, so, the seats kind of rumble, and you got the 3D glasses and the whole thing. And so the experience was pretty cool. The movie itself, I think, did 50% of things right and 50% of things wrong. Will Smith absolutely still has that movie star charisma you're used to. He does a great job, and the younger version of Will Smith, the kind of cloned version of Will Smith you see in the trailer that's de-aged, in general looks really, really good. They did a good job with the de-aging. Even sort of his mannerisms as a younger version of Smith are pretty cool to see, and that's actually some of the most special stuff, is the acting behind the de-aging as the younger Will Smith. Their scenes together, by and large, are pretty strong. Mary Elizabeth comes in as another character in the service who kind of has to go on the run with Will Smith as well in the early goings of the film, and she's a really, really nice foil for him. She has great energy. They never really lean into much of a romance thing with the two of them. It's just only sort of hinted at a little bit, and that's really strong for the film. Her casting, I think, is pretty inspired here, where it's a big sort of Michael Bay-esque action flick with lots of shooting and all kinds of crazy action sequences. Bay casts, different actresses sort of in general, actresses that are more driven maybe by their look than their ability to act. And I think Mary Elizabeth is a very, very, very pretty, very attractive, spunky, interesting actress who has kind of an interesting take, and she seems very smart as a character. I like and believe her for some reason as this character that she plays in this film. She inhabits it very, very well. You've got some other characters in there. I mentioned Clive Owen and B.D. Wong, both in there in supporting roles. They're both strong. But ultimately, the meat of this film comes down to the action sequences. That's what it does really, really well. Ang Lee leans into what he's good at, what we saw in Crouching Tiger all those years ago, and even some of the more fantastical action stuff you saw in Life of Pi. He does a great job with the shootouts. He does a great job with the hand-to-hand stuff, the gun work. There's a really, really kind of cool focus on the tactical nature of Will Smith as a character, him being sort of this greatest shooter of all time, and the way that he and sort of his clone have to face off. There's some very cool stuff. The movie devolves a little bit in the third act into sort of a little bit more of superhero stuff, less believable, people not getting shot when they're getting shot at, stuff like that. And that's always takes you out of the movie that tries to focus so much on the reality and the precision of these shooters. So that's annoying and sort of frustrating. And definitely some of the performances just across the board were a little thin. The leads were great, but some of the supporting roles were really not the strongest. Some of the deliveries were a little weak, and the writing felt pretty bad. There was just a lot of lines in this film when they said them that were just sort of like, interesting. That's like if I was guessing what you were going to say next, what you would have said, right? And you always hope when you guess they're going to say it, they don't say it, that they outsmart you, that the script has outsmarted you. And there were several times where it didn't. So that was probably some of the weakest stuff for me. But all in all, go see this in a theater. Pay to see it in a theater. It's a lot of fun to see Will Smith doing his thing. I mean, as you guys can remember, he in Suicide Squad was one of the few things of that film that made the film watchable, just because he's got that movie star charisma. It's a similar thing here where, by and large, this movie is some good, some bad, but he's watchable always, and they do a great job with the stuff that he's involved in. So I liked a lot of that stuff. I thought that was very, very cool. Probably I give this movie about a 6.8 in the end, maybe a 6.9. Thumbs up, definitely above average. Not one of the best of the year, but some really, really great action and a nice return to the genre for Ang Lee. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for listening. It's another quick review. First thoughts here by Action Industries. Stay tuned. We got more stuff coming up, and wish me luck as I go in to get this damn back taken care of. All right, guys, back soon with more reviews. Action Industries. I'm Ben Bateman. See you guys next time.